I mean, you've done a ton of movies, and we'll get in all this stuff, because one of my favorite movies, and they gave me a list, but I didn't need a list, because Cadence is one of my favorite movies of all time. My football team, we were doing the Chain Gang song while we were training and stuff. Like, it was
seriously.
Oh yeah, the sound, and brother, give me water. That movie does not get enough credit.
Thank you.
That was a really good movie.
Thank you. Yeah,
and not that you inspired the hand tattoos, but you had the 8 balls.
I had the 8 balls. Yeah.
But those were that. I think Platoon are 2 movies that you just really played that role that everyone. You weren't present, and as the movie came, like in Platoon, there was an innocence there.
Sure.
Like it was virtuous. You signed up to do the right thing.
Right.
And then you woke up in hell.
Perfectly described. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we kind of watched you evolve.
Right.
And then in Cadence, it was basically looked like you just got out of Platoon.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Went to a bar, got hammered, got some hand tattoos, got in a fight, and ended up in Stockade.
Right.
So it could have been a sequel.
Right.
Was acting something? Was it your first love?
It wasn't.
It wasn't?
No, it wasn't.
I know this.
Yeah, it was baseball.
Baseball.
Yeah. Acting, making Super 8 films, with my family and my friends, that was a hobby.
Well, your friend list is pretty significant. It wasn't in a wrestling term. It wasn't a bunch of ham and eggers. Like, I think there's a lot of Academy Awards and Emmys and global.
There's a few. Yeah.
For the people who might not know, like the short list.
The Penn brothers, Sean and Chris. Yeah. The Lowe's, Rob and Chad.
Some guy named Downey Jr. I think.
He came a little bit later, and he was never in any of our short films.
You guys just got together like when you were younger and just started making films for fun.
Pretty much, yeah, because I didn't surf, and I didn't really skateboard. I
wasn't big on surfing and growing up in California either. I think it was the big feet,
probably,
and my natural fear of being a great white meal just wasn't.
Yeah, because the only place they can't get you is on land.
Yes, which is it's 100%.
It is 100%.
Yes, unless you're Samuel Jackson.
There's that thing.
When they jump out of the air and snatch you.
Right.
Or a shark tornado, I guess. But was it tough? Because here's the deal. I played sports. And then later in my sport life, I kind of fell in and started doing entertainment stuff. I know for me that it was tough for me to let go of the sports life and mentality. Was it because you were a little bit younger when you realized that, hey, I'm not going to be playing baseball anymore? Was that difficult? Or was it a choice where you decided?
No, it was situational, and it was it was tied to complete academic failure. And so when I realized that those two
stay eligible as a paid
had to stay, you had to exist hand in hand. Yeah, I just had to hang up my cleats.
So I went through, when I was playing ball, I went through a year where I was going to be ineligible, and I remember that terrifying feeling. And
because of grades.
Yeah, because I was the cool smart ass in the back of the classroom instead of doing my work.
Right.
Because I was going to play in the NFL anyway. So what do I need to do this shit for? And I remember when they said, "Well, smart guy, smart ass, you don't have a 2.0 grade point average going into the summer, so you're not going to play football next year."
Oh, that was the bar? Was 2?
2 point in California, you had to have a 2.0 grade point average, which is not a high bar. You know what I'm saying? That's like, I guess now it would be considered a 4.0 because schools suck now. But when we were coming up, you actually had to do the work.
You did.
Yeah, you had to have a C average.
Yeah.
And 2.0 was barely that. So I took about 6 summer school classes trying to get eligible, and I remember like spending that whole summer. All my friends were going in California summer, going to the beach, going to Big Bear, to doing all these things, and I'm at high desert transitional school taking classes trying to get eligible. That's when the light turned on for me. Like, hey, I can't be in this situation again. I have to actually start using my brain.
So was that your senior year?
It was my sophomore year.
Oh, of college?
Of high school. Like it was going to be all over.
Oh, okay.
Like it was going to be done.
It started early.
Yeah, well, the attention, because of my size and stuff, the football attention started early. Basketball attention started early. Started getting, this kid's this, that, and whatever. So I was like, I got it. They'll take care of me.
Sure.
And they're like, no, you got to get your grades. You ain't done shit yet. But it did trigger me to be like, hey, maybe I should actually start reading books. And which I did, which it turned out luckily for me, when my athletic career was finally over, I actually had an adjusted brain to where I could do other things. So, and I mean, it wasn't like you took a step down. Like you became, I mean, you were a household name, by the time you were in your early 20s?
20, yeah.
I mean, that's a lot on a kid, isn't it?
21, yeah, no, it was a lot. It was a lot. And it seemed like it happened overnight.
Everybody wants a piece of you.
Yeah.
A lot of friends.
Yeah, a lot of new friends.
Ton of friends, right?
Yeah.
A lot of buddies.
Lots of buddies, yeah.
And then when things go wrong, they're never there.
Yeah, it's fireflies, right?
Yeah, and you had it. I think a lot of times people, I myself included, because it wasn't just, your brother Emilio was a star, also pretty much a household name. You guys did very different things. I think he was more on the funnier side. And then, of course, your dad is legendary. So that's a lot of pressure,
Sure.
to live up to his standard. I mean, you had Platoon, he had Apocalypse Now. And of course, you guys in Cadence together. Was you having the family in the acting world, was that difficult thing to manage too?
I think it was double-edged. I think it was. I think it motivated me, but it also and it wasn't about being competitive. It was just about being, wanted to be considered as valuable or as worthy as I watched them. I think Emilio more so than Dad, because Dad was a constant.
Yeah,
that was just since our earliest memories are of him on a set.
Right. Yeah, you grew up on it.
Yeah. Yeah. But when I saw what Emilio was doing, and I was still in high school, but really close to getting out, and I was like, that's, I could reach out and touch it, but I couldn't be a part of it.
What I think what I think is rare is that you guys didn't really overlap. A lot of times when you see brother actors or family, they all kind of play the same lane, and there's just levels of it.
Interesting.
Not to throw shade or anything, but you had, like, Baldwin was this bigger than life star. His brothers kind of had some moments,
right?
But they never really. But they were, it was the Baldwin, but it was Alec. It was, they never really talked about it, where you were considered like the serious actor. You did. It wasn't until like Major League, I think, was the first time that I thought like you did something kind of comical. Because you had great timing.
Even Ferris Bueller might have been just a first glimpse.
Yeah, just like a piece of it, because you did such heavy stuff.
Sure.
Like Platoon, the reason why, and it's funny because there were so many war movies, so many Vietnam movies, so many things, but Platoon's still here. And it still stands up to anything new.
Yeah, it's a trip.
It's like, it's the standard.